going, MVP, MVP. Did you just say he has 3 brothers and one's name is Dante?
Yeah, Dante,
Dana and Dante.
I would definitely want to try a spaghetti and meatball Pop-Tart. I mean, who would a TSA office over there? Spider!
I would also be the one that tickles the snail as well. Because think about it, how easy of a
I don't
job
doubt that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, I don't either.
K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am Ace, and you're watching another episode of Kicking It with Isaiah and Ace. I am Ace, and of course, my co-host over here is Mr. Isaiah Leong. Isaiah, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. What's up, guys? It's kind of a weird little day that we're having the show because we typically have it on Mondays, but we're doing it on Thursday. But hey, I can't complain because my Texas Rangers are world champs. So that's what
Isaiah, oh my God.
Hey, okay, anyway.
But yeah, good to see you guys, and let's have a great show tonight.
Absolutely. Let's have a fantastic show. And then, of course, welcome in our first guest for the evening, Mr. James Gonzalez. James, how are you doing tonight, my man? Welcome back.
I am still disgusted by the intro of this show. Just all the things Isaiah said during it. I forgot all about that.
So did I, but I love the intro. I will be honest about that.
Yeah. I just forget about how stupid some things have been said by him.
True. Very true.
Does it surprise you at this point, though?
No.
No, I just accept it.
Yep, just accept it for what it's for.
Oh, yes.
And what he said before. Okay, so of course, and then welcome back, Mr. Dragon Viper. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Glad to be on the show. I mean, it's only going to be a half hour for me because I have to go to work. But other than that, I'm glad to at least be on. So,
but it's something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, welcome back, Christy Wilson. Christy, how are you doing?
Oh, good. Just ready to have fun and be a part of a great show tonight. So let's do this.
Love to hear it. All right, and so shall we go ahead and get to it? Let's kick this off. Let's get this going. I have some fun topics for us tonight. Some very, very fun ones. So this one is actually kind of interesting. This one really, really caught my eye because I'll tell you, this would actually suck. This lady goes on vacation, right? As she's on vacation, she starts getting a phone call. And the phone call she gets is that, hey, there's a bulldozer and stuff at your house. And she's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, did you hire anybody to do work on your house? And she was like, no. And so she left the vacation early, and she comes back and she finds out that they demolished the wrong house. So she came back to a demolished house.
Oh,
God damn. Oh my God.
I usually say you have one job. You have one job.
One job. Why?
Well, who knows why? But the thing is, you have one job. Isaiah, what's your thoughts?
my thought is that it's funny as heck, and I also feel bad for the poor lady because imagine you're on vacation, right? Imagine you're at the Bahamas, at the Caribbean, and you're just having a nice little drink, you're sitting poolside, and then all of a sudden you get this call that, oh, hey, by the way, just wanted to let you know you have a bulldozer at your house and they demolish the wrong house, and when you get back, you're gonna be either living in your yard or you're gonna be a homeless living on the street. I mean, it's absolutely like for us, it's hysterical, but for her, it's terrible because she's gonna be like a dog or a cow. She's gonna be living on the grass from now on. So I feel so bad for the lady, but also for the person that that demolished the house. Like, don't they have addresses or something? Don't they have like address? I know, like I've screwed up addresses a bunch, but you know, I went to the wrong house, went to a party, you know, thought a party was at this house, and then showed up at the door. Turned out to be an old guy smoking a cigar, but oh, that was not a good sight. But you know, I don't know, it's just like, I feel bad for the lady. And for the people that demolished the house, they are going to be facing a hefty lawsuit after this. I mean, can you imagine either the pressure both on the internet and also like the lawsuits that they're going to be facing? Like they probably will owe like millions of dollars to that lady.
Right, I'm sure they probably will. This definitely sounds like an Isaiah move, though. I'm not gonna lie. He shows up.
I haven't demolished a house like that.
Thank goodness for that.
I went to a party at a wrong house. I showed up at another house. It turned out that it was an old guy smoking a cigar, and he was having his buddies over, and he was like, kid, you look way too young for my type of friends. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm at the wrong house. Sorry, it's actually the next street over, not this street.
Oh jeez.
But you haven't demolished a house, which is good. Like to me though, like I'm just thinking, imagine what the owner of the company would say. Like he shows up and they go, boss, I kind of made a small little mistake, and the boss would be like, a small little mistake? Like,
look at what you just did.
You just demolished the wrong house. All right, James, what's your thoughts?
Man, I'm just thinking about it like, man, that's a big lawsuit. You get a lawyer right away for that. I've never heard that. I hope it was just a misunderstanding and maybe a language barrier issue. You know, that could happen. I've seen that happen for different things, but not for demolishing the wrong house. That's a huge problem. I'm just kind of taken away though by Isaiah's comment right there about going to the wrong party and how he got mixed up with the other street. You said.
I got mixed up with the street. So, you know, like, you know, when you go to a street, right? Like that street was a long street. It was actually a house that was not a couple of blocks, but a few minute walk away. But I was at the wrong house, and so like, yeah, it was a situation that could have been scary, but thankfully it wasn't. Because when imagine like, I just, after that night, I kind of had a fear like that. You know, what if that guy was holding like, you know, a weapon or something like that? It could have been way different than one of those old guys. It was like one of those Halloween movie scenes, you know, that walks into a wrong house, like, oh.
And you have some sort of scary killer like Michael Myers coming to the door with a knife in his hand. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dragon Viper.
Yeah, definite lawsuit. That would really suck, honestly. And I mean, wow. For anybody to have to go through that, I mean, it does suck. It's funny in one sense, but another, it's not. But yeah, I would be right on if that ever happened to me. I'd be right on a lawsuit right away.
All a lawyer.
And Christy.
I mean, I feel terrible for the lady. I mean, all the years, I don't know how long she lived in a home, but she obviously memories and everything in there, and just it getting torn down while she's on vacation. I mean, I just feel horrible for him. Yeah, I would be suing as well.
I mean, you don't really have an option at that point.
No, not
but
really.
to sue. Not only would I be suing though, but I would be like,
Mhm.
hey, guess what? Because my house isn't standing right now, you guys are gonna pay me to stay in a hotel until I figure out what to do because you just
Mhm.
demolished my house.
Yep.
Yes.
Like they would be figuring out some place for me to go. They would have to. They would have to.
Yeah, I mean, you destroy your house.
Yeah. So
she can't live on the streets or anything like that.
right? Because I wanted to bring that up because that was like that was the first topic that like popped up that I'm like, wow, that's crazy because I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen a company demolish the wrong house.
I
And
know.
then-
I haven't.
I haven't either.
And then have to explain like I don't even know how you would explain that. There's no way that when the lady like showed up and she's like, "Hey, can you explain this?" The company's like, "I mean, like the only thing you can say as the worker is, sorry, I effed up." Like,
Yo no sé y qué pasó.
Yeah.
right. No speak English.
No.
or
Able to hit
something.
over, you do this.
I don't know. Like you would legitimately have to come up with something because you are gonna already get sued, so you might as well come up with something.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
Gotta mess around.
Oh, all right. So going into our next one now, in the U.S., this is an interesting one. In the U.S., there is a restaurant that if you take your kids there, if you take their kids there and they deem it as you are not parenting correctly, like you are not keeping your kids under control, they actually add $50 onto your bill, and they actually will come up to you. They will actually come up to you in the restaurant and say, "Hey, your kids were rowdy in the restaurant. They were being loud. They weren't listening. So we're going to add more money on your bill."
Ouch.
I can't believe that.
Neither can I.
No.
Wait, is this the restaurant in Orlando? Was it?
Huh?
Atlanta?
Or Georgia?
Yes, I believe it was in Georgia. I do believe it was, but I want to know. To me, honestly, like I have a few questions about this. My first question is, what deems your kid as being obnoxious? What deems them as being too loud? What deems them as or what deems it as you being a bad parent at the restaurant? That's what I want to know. That's the first criteria. That if the owner came up and said, "Hey, we're adding the $50," I would be like, "Well, what's your criteria? You're telling me that my kids are being rowdy and not loud and being loud and I'm being a bad parent. So tell me, how am I being a bad parent? How are they being rowdy? You're not telling me anything. So what's that criteria?" So Isaiah, what's your thoughts?
Oh, this is easy. When you talk about like how do you explain a kid being rowdy, it's a baby going wah wah wah, or a kid going like that's how that's like imagine like a kid going or when the waiter or the waitress is jotting down the orders and he just goes like that's how it's rowdy. Like nobody wants a kid spitting at a waiter or waitress. Like so that's probably how I would categorize it. The only thing I would say is like if a kid look, I feel like the gray area would be if like a kid was like, "I want potato," or "I want macaroni and cheese," or whatever, and he said it in that tone, then like I mean, it's a kid, so I mean, you're gonna fine someone $50 or fine a parent $50 just because the kid is, said in a rude way. But I would say, like, if a kid is, not a baby, but if probably like a 5-year-old is like wah, 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 like pumping out his chest, like he's a little King Kong out there, then like probably like that. Because I'm pretty sure we've all been in restaurants where a kid was just like wah wah wah, just crying nonstop, and it was just not a pleasant environment, especially like when you're at one of those like Chuck E. Cheese's or whatever. Or I think that restaurant was like a fish restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Long
like
John was it Long John Silver's?
Was it?
Yeah, it might have been. I'm just guessing.
It might have been. Yeah, I don't know. I knew it was a fish restaurant of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, James, do you think that this is right or wrong? And what's your thoughts?
Well, I found out like where it is, or it's in 100 miles away from Atlanta, Georgia. So they do something very differently down there, of course. Blue Ridge, Georgia, wherever that may be. I'm looking at the menu. It's like, a lot of some good fish. Crab cakes, country fried steak, Cajun pasta. Anyway,
Southern fare. Okay.
Nothing that I can eat though, because I'm allergic to seafood. Good God.
Well,
okay.
Thank God for that.
Fish.
I was going to ask if it had burgers on the menu, because that might be what Isaiah could eat.
Chicken strips.
Okay, that works.
Kids meal. 100 miles north of Georgia.
I'm sorry, God.
What was I gonna say? So the South, they do stuff differently. They've always done stuff differently. There's a certain way you have to carry yourselves. I see both sides, of it, where it's like, well, you're just doing that to make some extra money that you normally wouldn't be.
Right.
But it's just a thing with manners. Like, I can remember so many times growing up in the LA area, and it's still really bad. Like, the parents don't care. If you go to like a buffet or something, there's always like kids running around and all that. And eventually, not my dad, but he wouldn't do it. But he's like, man, I wish someone would just trip that kid so it would start crying and just go sit down. That's where I get my savage stuff from. But it's a thing where it's like, it just varies where you are, I think. So I don't have a problem with it. And I think it's a warning to others where it's like, hey, if you're bringing your kids, make sure they're strapped to something and they can't get out or whatever. Or they have a, binky or something on where they can't make too much noise.
Right.
This is called an adult surcharge for adults unable to parent. So this is what it's labeling as $50. It tells the diners to be respectful to staff as well, or they will be refused service. So that's one thing I read about this. I saw this, a couple of days ago. I meant to read this, but it's good that now. And then there were some reviews about this, about the surcharge. Some liked it, some didn't. The ones that did said, hey, those bad parents should take those kids to Burger King or Walmart instead. So it's just funny how you get the different opinions. Again, people think, okay, the owner and manager's just trying to make more money off people. But I'll tell you what, it feels like society now is kind of declining when it comes to mannerisms, and just overall respect. Yeah. So I kind of like this wall that's being built, at least at one restaurant, where it's like, hey, people are going to do the right things. They're going to act the right way, hopefully. And if not, they won't be there. So I'll tell you what, if I'm ever, why would I be 100 miles north of Atlanta, Georgia? But if I am, I'll make my way to this restaurant.
You're going to a Raiders Falcons game. That's why, James.
Yes.
Right. So,
oh boy,
Randy, you tell me. Okay, would you be angry if you got this extra $50 charge because they said it's a parenting charge?
Well, if I was told about it, no. If it was me, I was warned beforehand. I brought my kid down knowing that they were unruly and had no manners, and I get charged. I could see if they weren't warned about it or told about it, then yeah, I'd be upset. But I mean, if they blatantly put out there that they warned them, so no, there should be no reason to get angry about it.
So you're okay with it?
In a way, I mean, yes. I remember growing up, my parents made sure that I had manners. I kept the volume down on my voice. I was respectful to other people in the restaurant as well as the servers, and I feel that that's how it should be now. So I kind of agree with it. And if you don't want to be charged the $50, knowing that your kids are absolutely out of control, don't take them to that restaurant. There's other places where kids can go that you can get food too. So,
all right, Christy.
No, I'm one of those people also taught, but parents were very good about making sure that I minded my manners. I said please and thank you, that sort of thing. If we went out, they always said behave yourself. And if it was me and I had a child who was acting unruly, I would, have to accept the fact that I'm going to get docked $50 because my child is acting like a brat. So I'm not mad about it. I understand why they're doing it. Like you guys are saying, the way society is these days, it's like manners are just right out the window.
Maybe I'm part of the problem because sometimes I do instigate it. Like sometimes I'll start it with the kids and I'll be like, "Come on," and they're like, "Dad, stop!" And I'm like, "What? It's funny." So
instigator.
But
instigator.
but me though, it's just joking around. Like I'm legitimately just playing around. So that's where, like, if you're playing around, it's like I don't understand. Like that's the fine line is like if I'm just joking around and messing around, am I going to get that charge because you're just playing with your kids or whatever. So I don't know. But anyways. That was just a fun little So, James, I'm kind of glad that you got to talk about that because you saw it the other day, and I know you wanted to talk. You're saying you wanted to talk about it. Now you got the chance to. So
yeah, because it's like, you can have fun, but don't be like, don't be outrageously loud unless there's loud music going. And you yell at everybody. Hey, you want to get another drink? What?
And don't let your kids run around the entire restaurant.
Thank you.
People.
Don't let your kids run around acting like animals.
Yeah.
No, I get all that. I do get all that. All right. Going into our next one. So coming up is what they're. So we've all heard of Florida Man, right? It's the Florida Man stuff. Yes. So coming up is what they're calling the first ever Florida Man Games.
Okay.
It's Florida Man Games. That's actually what they're coming up with. And one of the Florida Man games
right there.
One of the Florida Man games that they have is it will feature beer belly wrestling and yes, and the other one that they're having too is called Evading Arrest Obstacle Course.
Okay.
Wow.
So
great.
I see Isaiah jumping up. So Isaiah, I see you getting excited over this.
Yeah,
so I know there's something that you want to say about it.
Loving this right now. I can see it.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Actually, a true fact that this is actually happening. Like it's
on the website right now.
Yes, it's a real thing.
First of all, I want to say Shout out to Ron DeSantis. Shout out to the people of Florida. This is what we need, man. This is what America and society needs. Beer belly wrestling. You have the trying to escape
arrest obstacle course. Yeah.
Hey, forget football, basketball, baseball. Put that all over. National team. Put that on ESPN. Put that on ABC. I would watch that any day of the week. That would be that would be so hilarious just to see like these guys, just like just these guys clumsily, trying to arrest or trying to escape arrest, or you have some of these other guys that are just just trying to beer belly wrestle. It's just insanely hilarious. That's what this is. They should have this at the regular Olympics, to be honest, because let's face it, some of the Olympic sports are kind of boring. I can't really get into it, like canoeing, I can't really get into it that. But if you replace that with, trying to escape arrest, or maybe potentially you have people getting mad at a Wendy's and tossing an alligator into the window or something like that. Sign me up. Sign me up any day of the week.
Seriously?
Yeah, I
would find a dude who's actually gonna pick him up and do the darn thing.
I would volunteer to do the gator tossing into a window. I would volunteer for that.
That gator would eat you for lunch. That's what he would do.
Yes.
This one really got Isaiah going, because this is something that if this was in the Olympics, Isaiah would be like, oh, dude, I'm trying out.
I'm trying out for the escape arrest. I'm trying out for wrestling.
You'll be the Jackie Robinson of the games, because there's no Asians going to do that.
Exactly right.
I'm trying out.
Wow.
Randy would try out with me. Randy would try out with me and mess around with me too.
You what?
I would.
Yes.
There we go.
Sign me up.
Oh my God.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Sign me up.
James, how about you? What's your thoughts?
I was trying to remember. I don't know what network carried it. Maybe Spike or TNN back in the day. They had this someone that looked like Isaiah. I don't know if they're Japanese or Chinese.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna speculate.
Wow.
Korean. But they had obstacle courses like they do now for that TBS show Wipeout or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of this, but if CMT didn't go so woke, this would be on their show. This would be on their channel. I could definitely see that, but I want to know, if ever this will get on television somehow, or if on YouTube. I think this will have a lot of views, I would guess. Yeah. For anybody out there, I would even take a look at it, but I wouldn't. I don't think I would do much. Evading arrest obstacle course. I've seen that with cops for 30 years. So, of all kinds. That's been a lot of fun. But I could definitely see some network picking this up. But I would actually watch it. But the wrestling thing I wouldn't watch. Now, if it was women, I'd probably watch it, but it was
That's funny.
Whoa.
That's funny. Randy, sounds like you're all for it, man.
And I'm thinking about it, and don't they already have that called sumo wrestling, the beer belly wrestling?
That's
what it is.
But
what it is.
I as long as it didn't involve anything to do with breaking the law, I would try that. Chase. Whatever they call it,
evading arrest obstacle course.
Yes, I would do that. That sounds amazing. So yeah, absolutely, sign me up on that.
Wow, I'm actually surprised. The only reason I'm saying that is because it does involve physical exercise and running. And usually Randy with physical exercise and running does not belong in the same sentence.
You know what?
No.
If something is chasing me, I will run. So.
Oh my God! He'll just turn on. He'll turn on the afterburners and run for his life.
Right. Well, it's kind of like the saying goes. If there's two people, if you're in the woods with your friend and a bear starts chasing you, you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just have to be faster than your friend.
Yep,
Right.
absolutely.
You just have to be faster
how it
than
works.
them. Yep. And you're gonna be fine if you're faster than them.
Yep,
Right.
that's how it goes.
Christy, what's your thoughts on the Florida Man games?
This is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard in my life, to be honest. Invading a rust obstacle course, beer belly wrestling. I'm like, it sounds like fun, but it just sounds like something like right out of Wipeout. It's just hilarious.
It is, but
It's funny.
I'm definitely with you on this one, James. That I bet if they did something online or on TV, people would view the crap out of this.
They'd be like,
No.
oh, Florida
Like-
Man games, I'm watching.
Like, imagine if Barstool Sports or if Pat McAfee got a hold of these games. I think that'd be great.
Oh, if
Bonanza.
McAfee gets a hold of it, you forget it. He will be
Yeah.
in commentary.
I
blowing
will
everyone
not
away,
watch.
talking about all that.
You won't watch it?
Not
No,
if Pat McAfee has anything to do with it.
Hey, let's go!
Hey,
Mhm.
that's it. C2C is going to get a hold of Florida Man games.
I'll call that. I'll announce it. Hell yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna
Yeah.
air it, and the viewers are just gonna go.
I could definitely imagine James. Oh, look at that takedown we got going on right now.
I would try to have a southern voice every time and just confuse the hell out of everyone I know.
Could we add a games where you have me fight Floyd Mayweather in the ring? I'd do that.
No.
If I could last one
No.
round, I get a prize or something,
I
right?
say,
Win.
no.
Dude, you wouldn't even last a
I
round.
don't want to
dude.
see Floyd Mayweather try and break your face.
You wouldn't
I don't
even
wanna
last a
see it.
round, dude.
I think I
No,
could
you
beat
wouldn't.
Mayweather if I'm being honest.
No.
No, you
No.
wouldn't.
Conor
Dude.
McGregor couldn't do it.
Dude, Mayweather would say, just hit me once, and I'll tell you. And he'd tell you, if you hit me once, it better kill me. Because if it doesn't, then you're gonna be in a world of hurt. After
Yeah,
that.
you would.
But
I swear, like half his face would be swollen if Mayweather
Yes.
hit him just one time.
But I'll tell you. So I was very excited to talk about this. That's why I brought this topic on here, because I knew the Florida Man games. I knew people would get all excited about it. So,
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about the Florida Man games, I was reading a story like a couple weeks ago about a Florida Man story where this guy tried to fight a gator with his bare hands, or another guy tried I guess he was drunk. He hid a bag of cocaine in a engine of the bulldozer and drove it
Oh,
down. No! Those would be some funny events right there.
Oh,
If
dear
you could
God.
see that.
Oy vey.
Oh my God.
I almost said something. I won't. I almost said
No.
something.
you almost. But
I
I
would
was-
volunteer to fight a gator if I could. I think I could last 5 seconds with the gator and then just swim
Chomp,
out.
chomp, 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 chomp.
man, Isaiah, what is your thoughts with you? Like, you would never survive with half these things, dude.
Just let it happen.
Because I got strong arms, so I could push the gator's mouth open with one hand and then just punch it in the mouth. I mean,
No,
punch somebody and just throw the punch, they would submit.
So it's like this, right? If you're with somebody in the ocean and somebody gets attacked by a shark in the ocean, right? And everyone's standing on the beach and somebody's like, hey, is somebody going to jump in and help them? Hello, it's a freaking shark. Who's going to jump in there and help
Yeah,
them?
I mean, believe me, it's gonna be you versus Jaws. Not worth it.
Somebody is getting attacked by a shark. You're not going to jump in and help them. You're just not.
Well, the
You know
thing is,
what?
I'm also a good swimmer because I was born and raised in Hawaii, so I am a great swimmer. So I think I could outswim a gator. So
Wow.
because you just need to go to land, right? You just need to go to land to avoid it.
And
You know, one
alligators are
thing-
pretty quick at both the water and on land.
One thing I want to say, I know it's kind of messed up, but I'm thinking like Isaiah's gonna die eventually. Let's make it entertaining. If he goes, he goes.
What constitutes entertaining there, James?
All the things he said, basically.
Throwing gators and wrestling with them.
Gators to Wendy's.
By Mayweather, by gators, by sharks.
Could you imagine the funeral and everybody's like, "Oh, how'd he die?" Well,
He got eaten by
complicated.
Jaws.
Yeah.
He got eaten by
Threw a
Jaws.
shark in a window at Wendy's.
Yeah. Yeah.
He fought a gator and the gator won.
He thought he could fight a gator. He
He
thought,
could, but the gator won. So pretty much there you go.
and then when he couldn't do that, he decided to try and swim with the sharks. And
Let me fly a plane too.
and fight Mayweather.
Yeah,
Man, Isaiah, just crazy stuff, dude.
he's like
crazy
an adrenaline.
stuff.
He's an adrenaline junkie, pretty much.
Adrenaline junkie.
He's an
Yes,
adrenaline junkie.
that's what we call him, is adrenaline junkies, and Isaiah is definitely right there with the
Yeah.
adrenaline junkie.
I am
So-
too, but I keep mine quiet. So
Which is good. I do have Isaiah. I almost pulled an Isaiah. I'm not gonna lie. I almost pulled an Isaiah. Yes. So I was out of town for training at our other location, and I was ordering dinner. So I went to a pizza joint, and I was like, hey, everybody likes pizza. I'll get some pizza. I'll take it back to my hotel room, and I'll get pizza. So I go in and I order pizza, and they're like, oh, it'll be ready about 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have to go next door and pick up a few things anyways. Well, next door was Dollar Tree, and I was like, I got to go get some toothpaste and crap that I forgot. So I was like, I'll go over there. I go next door to Dollar Tree. I go inside. I grab my toothpaste and my toothbrush and everything, grab a drink. I go up, I pay for it. I start walking out of Dollar Tree. I'm heading towards the car. I get in the car and I'm sitting there. I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something and I can't figure out what it is.
Pizza.
And I was like, I can't figure out exactly what I'm missing. And I realized, oh crap, I ordered pizza and I'm forgetting my dinner. So I almost pulled an Isaiah by ordering it, getting in the car, and I almost drove off until I realized that I forgot, and I had to go back and get.
Uh-oh.
I have a
No,
story like that.
I don't see heartburn in the car yet. Where is it? I'm missing something.
Now to play it off, there was some other people. Coincidentally, there were some other people that worked at the same place in this location, and they happened to show up, and they saw me go in and order pizza, and then they saw me leave and go into Dollar Tree and come back out, and they see me and they're like, oh, you forgot the pizza, huh? You were about to leave without the pizza. So I told them, I was like, no, I didn't forget. I was just taking all my other stuff and putting it in the car, and I was going to go back and get the pizza. I didn't forget. What are you talking about? It's like I gotta play it off like I didn't forget the pizza.
Jeez.
Oh, I have a story exactly like this, but I actually forgot the item. Oh. So I'm eating and this was with our guy Callan McClurk. Shout out to you, Callan. I don't know if you're watching this, but you probably remember this. So I meet up with Callan in San Diego for the first time, and we're at a California pizza kitchen, I think, and we're having a great time, and when the meal concludes, we both get boxes, right, to take our leftover food in. So and then we sit down, we talk some more, and then we both leave the restaurant. We go outside, we talk a little bit more, and then we take that famous photo where he's putting his arm on my head and basically acting like I'm his little brother. And then I get into the car, right? I'm like, I think I forgot something. Because I was I had one hand holding something and then the other hand wasn't. And then I was like, what am I forgetting? And then I literally drove like halfway to my hotel and I was like, oh shoot, I put the pizza in the box and I left it at the table of our restaurant. And then so I drive back to the California Pizza Kitchen. This was like 15 minutes later. And then I was like, and I opened the door to the restaurant. And I told them, I was like, yo, I'm so sorry, but I just did the stupidest thing ever. And I boxed up my food, put it in a bag, and I left it at the table. Is there any way I can go get it? But I didn't see it when I went to go get it, and they were like, "Yeah, we thought you weren't gonna come back, so we just trashed it." Because we were like, "Yeah, you left anyways." So, but yeah, that was oh my god, that was such a bad mistake. Oh,
I thought I heard this story before. It's a repeat.
Yeah. Callan always
It
makes
is.
fun of me for that. Oh.
All right.
It's a repeat.
Yep.
Within that incoherent rambling that we just heard, I award you no points.
Mm-hmm.
And may God have mercy on your soul. I award you 0 points for that.
Everyone in this room is now
dumber.
I love that.
I'm hearing that.
Isn't that from like Samuel L. Jackson or something like that on The Voice?
No.
What? No.
You don't
That
know.
wasn't Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
Daniel Day Kim?
I can't have Isaiah on Entertainment Hour. There's no way.
Put me on Entertainment Hour.
That was said.
That
was said. What's up there? Oh no, that was said on the movie Billy Madison with Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
When Adam Sandler did his speech about the puppy who lost his way.
Oh.
Oh my god! I knew it was Adam Sandler, but I thought I had Adam Sandler in my head. I thought that person was Samuel L. Jackson. Good God!
About the puppy who lost his way. You see, the puppy was a dog. Society.
Oh. Yes.
The puppy was a dog.
The puppy was Doug.
I love that. I love that. You see, the puppy
That's
was
a
a
good
dog. Right? It is. All right. I wanted to do like a little bit of a fun thing here. How many of you drink beer? I will say yes. I, enjoy
Guilty.
Yeah. What?
Guilty. Don't like it.
James, raise your hand. It's okay.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Beer. Do you
Have you ever had beer?
Well, yeah.
He got drunk he got drunk on Sunday when I was talking to him on the phone. He was like,
"Oh yeah, let's not."
Yeah, drink, James. Come on.
I was celebrating my birthday 2 days late, so I had
You can't give him a hard time for that.
I had like 5 shots too, so that's why you caught me at the wrong time.
That is true because I had a shot of whiskey and I nearly passed out of the restaurant.
And just so you know, we are going back to San Francisco in March.
All right, I'll bring my ID this time. I promise you that.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So this category, and I kind of want to do a category like this every week. I'm just going to kind of pick a special thing. This week happened to be beer. Okay, so this category this week was beer. So I looked up the weirdest beer flavors that there is. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I had to. And so this one I did the 5 weirdest beer flavors. Number 1 on this list is called the Lucky Charms beer.
I would try it. I like the sweet beer. Yeah.
It's called a Saturday morning IPA by Smart Mouth.
Okay.
It doesn't sound bad actually. Does it have Lucky Charms cereal in it too?
No.
So for this Lucky Charms themed IPA, Smart Mouth Brewing in Virginia used toasted marshmallows and cereal marshmallows in the mash. So they actually mash them up and they put it
kind of mix it
This is
together
a
with
must-try.
everything that is
What?
used in beer.
This
Yeah.
is a must try for me.
Oh, so James, you're down to try this then?
And send me the bill. I'll take care of it.
I'll take care. Isaiah, would
Yikes.
you try it? Yes, I'm sure.
I would
we really
actually.
need to-
It sounds very unique, and it sounds very like James said. It's sweet because you got this the Lucky Charms cereal that is mashed in. So I would try it. Maybe for St. Patty's Day, I would just take a shot.
Hey,
sounds
this reminds me. There's a bar across the street from the Angel Games that I go to called Noble Ale Works.
Yeah.
They have a cinnamon roast crunch.
Ooh.
It's a beer, right?
Brew, yeah.
Okay.
A stout, a milk stout. It's actually really good, and this is what that reminds me of. So this is right up my alley.
Jeez.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie, James. You actually surprised me when you said that you would try this. I figured that you would be like, no, I won't. But okay, so James said yes. Isaiah said yes. Christy, how about you? Is this something that you would try?
I'd at least give it a try. I'll just try it once.
I'm a beer guy.
I'm not the biggest beer fanatic, but I would definitely give this a try.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the sweetness part of it. I think it might be a little too sweet.
That would
Could
be
be.
right up my alley.
Right up your alley.
Okay.
The second one. The second one is called whale testicle beer.
No.
You're like, no.
No.
It's two of nature's finest resources: pure Icelandic water and whale testicles smoked in sheep dung. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be sick. That's so bad.
The wheels are spinning up there with Isaiah. The wheels are definitely spinning.
Of course they are.
There's one
I already-
ingredient he would really like from that. That's why.
Yeah, I like fish. I'm a big fan of fish.
I already know it's a no for Christy. I already know it's a no for James.
I would just taste a sample of it, but then it would make me think of Red Bull and how they have something of bulls in it. You know.
So
Read the
you would
ingredient.
actually try a sample?
Yeah, I would try. Like a lot of stuff, I'd actually try a sample. I wouldn't like dodge it. I don't think I would.
Just the
You
thought of it,
don't
like,
think you would? Okay.
No.
Okay. Isaiah, you never answered if you would try it or not.
Yeah, I would. I'm like James. I would try a sample of it because I like fish. You know, I was telling James off the air that hey, you know, I would like, you know, if they had a salmon beer, I would try that. I love salmon. I'd be down for that.
I'd rather
another-
eat salmon than drink it.
Salted fish beer is another one. I mean, I love me some salted fish. It's good. I like salted fish, and then you have it in a drink with it being mashed like the Lucky Charms cereal. I would definitely try it just to see how it is. It sounds like something from like Alaska or Iceland.
This dude. Okay, this dude.
I
that's
swear,
awesome.
Alaska,
This
the
dude.
state of Alaska would not make a beer
Okay.
like that.
The third one is called a super spicy beer, and it's called Ghostface Killa by Twisted Pine Brewing. The Ghostface Killa only has 5.2 ABV, but thanks to the 6 chili peppers used in brewing, the beer might just blow your head off. Besides ghost peppers, there's serrano, jalapeno, habanero, Fresno, and Anaheim peppers.
The only thing I can picture right now is your mouth is literally on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's like the massive gallons of milk you're gonna need to drink to get this, you know?
Same.
That just
So,
scares
Isaiah,
me right now.
Is that a yes or no, Isaiah?
hell no. It's not a no. It's a hell no. You guys didn't know this. I don't like spicy stuff at all. I can't handle spicy stuff. The only like I can't even handle hot Cheetos before I'm huffing and puffing. Like the Three Little Pigs story. So no way. I watched a video of some people trying just a taste of salsa with that had like the 6 peppers that you mentioned in it, and they drank like 2, not gallons, but they drank like 2 quarts of milk each person. Oh no, that's my weakness right there. The hot Cheetos. Anything with hot Cheetos in it, nope, no spicy, no spicy whatsoever.
James, how about you? Would you try it?
I don't like spicy stuff, honestly. So I would have to bring a whole milk carton in. That's for sure. Like Chrissy was saying. So I would try like you know, a little cup or whatever. I would try like barely put some in there, and I would try it.
Barely put it in.
Barely
there.
like
Barely
about that much in a. You would probably try about that much in a shot glass.
Yeah.
All right, Christy.
I'm not the biggest spicy food person. I do like a little kick of heat, but not in drink form, not in a beer like this. The 6 peppers you mentioned. Oh God, they scare me. Like I said before, a lot of milk.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm not a big spice guy, so this might be one that I'm like, probably
pass.
not. Like I would probably pass. Be like, no, not my thing. I really don't want to try.
No.
I just don't think that spiciness in a beer would be the best. Ingredient to go in a beer. I don't think it would be the best.
I just feel like they just wouldn't go together.
No, definitely not. Number 4, and the story behind this one's actually kind of funny. So before we had the whale testicle beer. Well, this one is actually bull testicle beer.
See?
Now what
they call
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oyster beer. But what they're saying.
But what's so funny about this one is this says this Wynkoop's beer is what they call it. The Wynkoop's ball beer started as an April Fool's joke, but it picked up a lot of attention, and the brewing company decided to turn it into an actual beer. So it started as a joke, and then they actually turned it into something real.
Cruel.
Yikes. Oh my God.
I know, Isaiah. You would try it too. I know.
I've actually had bull testicles before.
I went to
Denver and I had Rocky Mountain oysters. And what's crazy about that story is I went to a restaurant that had Rocky Mountain oysters tacos, and it was actually not too bad. It was actually really good. So I had it in that. For a beer,
it would be smooth.
I would be like, what's that?
It'd be smoother going down your throat than the other way.
I would be like James. I would just take a sample. See if I like it, man. I would try it at least.
Right.
All right, James, and I know you'd probably try it, right? Just a little bit.
I'm putting nothing of balls in my mouth. I'll tell you that much. No.
No. Okay, say no. Christy, would you try it?
That's a hard no for me.
Hard no.
No. Hard no.
So Isaiah sounds like the only one not shockingly at all. Isaiah's the only one.
He said he would try a sample of it. Doesn't mean he's gonna take the bottle and just start gulping it down.
Exactly. So the very very last one that I have, it's called the world's strongest beer, and it's called snake venom beer. Now,
oh my God,
it doesn't actually have snake venom in it, but the brewmaster calls this beer the strongest in the world, and at a 67.5% APV, which is it's a 67.5% alcohol in this thing.
Oh my God!
In fact, the beer is so dense it can't even be carbonated. The British brewery makes it with a fiery finish and suggests downing no more than a shot's worth at a time.
Oh
It'll
my
be
God.
stronger than most shots of liquor you will ever take.
Damn.
And apparently it's only available in the UK.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'll do a sample.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's about. And
I think 1 or 2 sips and I would be passed out on the floor, to be honest with you. Because I at Steven's bachelor party, we had like, I don't know what it was, but it was not a regular beer, but it was more like we had whiskey, we had something called a lemon drop. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't know what's in it though.
Yeah, I had that. I had like 1 shot of that lemon drop, and I kid you not, I was drunk. Like I was just running around, not running around the bar, but yeah, no, I was. I was running around the bar. I was climbing on Callan's
God.
back. I was climbing on Steven's back and saying, "The Vikings lose again! The Vikings lose again!" Yelling all that in the bar. Like I probably
You know
just take
what
1 or 2 sips, and then I would just be either just hammered out of my mind or just passed out on the floor.
You know what I would have done if he tried to do that to me, and I see him going around like those kids at that Atlanta or that Georgia restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
I'd literally grab him by like the chest or the throat and sit him down.
Right?
Literally just
Good
boom.
God. Isaiah
Sit
describing
down. Sit
describing like 2 shots of whatever it was he drank at the bachelor party. That's me after 4 beers.
Oh,
So
Steven's
that's
bachelor
mean.
party was wild. I'll tell you that. It was wild. I started saying like, I admitted to Steven that I wanted to, bring home one of his bridesmaids. And it was wild. Leave it at that. It was wild.
Oh,
It was
And
dear.
what would you do?
Really wild.
Play cards?
What's that?
What would you do with her? Play cards?
Do we really need to know?
yeah,
You
I
don't need to know. No
know
comment.
No, we don't need
but
to know.
anyway, Isaiah said he would only try a little bit. So James, are you like a strong beer guy? Like, do you think you could be able to handle this?
Oh yeah. I think. Well, first I'll start with a sampler, like Chrissy said, and then see if I can handle it. And then I would hope that the hotel room, wherever in the UK, is really close by, just in case I would pass out. One thing
Like,
I wonder.
Couches they have in the lobby.
Yeah, I don't just if I'm going overseas, I don't want to look like I'm, out of place. So that's one thing I'd be worried about. I wouldn't take too much of it, but I would be wary of it. But I would definitely try a sample of it. And then I also want to try, I don't know if anybody, well, not Isaiah, you're out of the picture, but if anybody tried Mad Dog 2020 before, I really want to try that. I hear that it's strong.
Dude, so I will tell you, dude. So it's not that stuff is strong, but I will tell you, man, I drank that stuff before, and that stuff messes you up, man. Like you will tear crap up when you drink that.
Okay.
Like would I try this? Yeah, I would try it. I don't know if it's that strong. I don't know how much I could handle of it, but I think I would definitely try it. And Christy, sounds like you're saying maybe a sample size.
Maybe a sample, because I don't know how I would honestly be able to handle something like that. I know I get drunk maybe after like 4 Budweisers, and that's about it. So this might be stronger than Budweiser, that's for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, that was my top 5 list for this week. I will have a different one next week. So we're at that point in time now where it's almost time to wrap up the show. Isaiah, any final thoughts for you?
Yeah, I mean, what a fun show tonight. I literally just woke up from a nap like 15 minutes before the show, so I felt great. It was a great show, a lot of laughs, a lot of amazing stories. So yeah, great show. Make sure you guys keep tuning in to Kicking It. We're gonna have this show. I believe, Adam, are we having the show back on Monday, or are we keeping it as Thursday?
It's just going to depend. It'll depend on schedules and how they work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so keep tuning in and kicking it. Just a great show, a lot of fun stories like that. And my final thought that I would say is I'm done ever getting a haircut because that is the worst thing known to mankind. Because I got a haircut a couple days ago and it is freezing out here in the Bay Area. And I went to work this morning at 5 in the morning, and I felt like I was wearing a gigantic snowball on my head because it was just so cold. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. But it's like, especially with men, it's like you cut your hair and it's like so short, and then like you just feel like you're living in a refrigerator or a freezer.
Isaiah, look at her phone.
This is the temperature and foggy, and it feels like 39 degrees.
I would love that. I'd sit outside.
I'm huddled up in a blanket right now. That's what I'm doing.
I'm just wearing sweats.
This is giving me an excuse to wear this big jacket that I never get to wear. I just put this on and sit outside.
All right, James, any final thoughts, sir?
I'm going to go sit outside. That's my final thought.
All right, you're going to go sit outside. All right.
I'm going to go sit outside.
Christy, any final thoughts?
Oh, God, it was such a fun show. And, of course, stay tuned for Between the Ropes where, oh, Lord, we're going to have a lot to talk about. I know that for sure.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. You can catch us again next week. We'll kind of let you know the day and time. We're not exactly sure yet. It'll either be Monday or Thursday, depending. So for that, we hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we'll see you next week. Have a fantastic night.